And then in New Jersey, the county that I live in is actually the worst county in New Jersey because
Mm.
we're so close to New York City. Yeah. So, but um, not like not to only be negative. I have a lot of friends that are in New York, and they're very positive out there. They're very thankful for the medical field, like for all the essential workers too, and not just doctors. Like you got to
Mhm.
think about the people that are working inside of like grocery stores, you know, like things like that. Like people don't realize that those people are going to work every single day. So
Yeah.
um, it's really good. It was a slow start, but now like I just took a walk from my house here to the studio, and I see everybody's wearing a mask now too. So it's like people are doing their part. I'm still seeing like a lot of people around, which is not an issue, but I guess you just have to wear your mask uh, if you're going like into stores or anything like that, you know. So
Mhm.
so it's like obviously we all know that the USA is like the worst country hit by it so far,
Yeah.
but yeah. So but it's not like I don't know. For me, it's a little different because my life hasn't changed like too much, you know. It's just I guess for other people it's a lot worse. So I'm definitely grateful for that.
Yeah, so by that side, yes, and yes, we have a lot of information. It's me that, for example, New York, it's like most cases now it's in New York City, yes,
Uh,
yeah.
yeah, in
So
New York City, I think it's like the last time I saw the numbers, it was over a quarter million cases, and I think the amount of deaths I forget, but I know there's like the amount of cases is like close to 300,000. Next state after that has like 50,000. So you know it's like these areas are like some of the worst. Yeah, it's crazy.
yeah, and how you feeling? Like, is it scary for you, like that you are near New York, and how you feel about this situation?
Um, I'm not gonna say it's scary. Like I said, for me it hasn't changed too much. But I can see why it would be scary. Like we like in the very beginning, I knew that it was gonna hit New Jersey the way that it did
Mm-hmm.
because I remember I was talking to my mom and I'm like, and this is before like this is probably like in February, late February, March, and I'm telling her, I'm like, you know, New Jersey's gonna get hit really hard because when you think about it, like I already knew that New York was gonna be the worst just because of how it is with the subway system, with how densely populated it is, but New Jersey is actually the most densely populated state.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess I can't say that I'm like it's scary because it's something that I was kind of like prepared for or was expecting.
Yeah.
Like with this kind of virus, with the way that it spreads, I just knew that New York was going to be hit the way that it did. And with how close we are to New York, like I was telling my mom, there's the high school that I went to, we can get there in about 20 minutes, right?
Yeah.
And I was telling my mom, I'm like, do you realize that New York City is closer to us than my high school? And she's like, really? And I'm like, yeah, it's like, well, for us in miles, it's like only 12 miles. For you, that's probably like 20 kilometers.
Yeah.
And my high school is like 15 miles away. So yeah, it's a different state, but it's right there. So it is scary, but you know, as long as you're doing what you need to do, staying home, not being around too many people, it's nothing really to worry about.
Mm-hmm. So we have question from Alexandra.
Uh-huh.
Alexandra ask when will be open borders in USA? Maybe
I
you know
don't know.
something.
I do not know. First of all, our president is an interesting character. I'm not going to say anything else about that guy, but um, I think so. What we're trying to say is that we need to follow like the science, the numbers, the
Mm-hmm.
doctors, and what they're saying, regardless of all the other nonsense that's going on. So I don't think there's like an estimated time frame, at least from my perspective, on when it's actually going to open back up. But I would say only when things are under control, for lack of a better term, like when the numbers really are dwindling down and like we can really like isolate it. But my issue with America right now is that we don't have testing the way other, you know? Like I think now in places they're opening up like ways for people to get testing for like essential workers. I heard about that in certain states, but I know for a fact, like for me or like people that I know, if they just wanted to go get tested just as a means of safety, that's not something that's easy to do. And I feel like that's the biggest mistake that was made in this country. If there was testing that was around everywhere, like, and people can like, then you can really isolate where the problem areas are. People can really know to stay quarantined. But
Yeah.
that's the thing. So I've been saying it. It might sound a little pessimistic, but I don't see anything going back to normal in America until we have a vaccine.
Oh, so it can
Be-
took a lot.
it can take a really long time. Like,
Yeah.
but at the same time, I think because this country kind of runs on the interest of money, they can't last that long. Like they're going to open the borders back up. They're going to do whatever. And really it's going to come down to the fact that we just need the economy to start running again. Because that's even how the president is talking. He's saying, oh, like we need to open the country back up because of the economy, blah, blah, the stock market and all of this stuff. So if it came down to the science of it, we should have had more testing and maybe we can open up earlier.
Yeah.
Otherwise, when it comes to safety, we need the vaccine. But I think it might open sooner than we think because of those money interests. And that's the only reason why. But I can't really predict that. I can't say if it's going to be next month. I can't say if it's going to be by September. You know, I don't know.
Yeah.
I really don't know.
Of course, yes. Just some thinking. Yeah, but is it true that now in in America, you can travel by plane, for example, from Washington to New York?
Yeah, I don't think that like that ever stopped. I don't think they ever stopped like travel within the states. So
Yeah.
I can just get on an airplane tomorrow and go to Florida. Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so they're still working. Okay.
Hmm.
And it's also a question from Veronica. Why do you think so many people took to the streets to protest against the lockdown?
Well, first of all, hello, Veronica. And why do people do that? My honest opinion, is that what you want? People are crazy.
Yes, of course, we want to hear
People
yours.
are insane. Let's be real. People are insane. It's like there's a lot started by China. Oh, it's not real. All of this stuff. And it's like, no, people are really dying. And what's insane is like, I remember, what was it, like a couple months ago, before, like, Florida was one of the last states, I think, to lock down because people were on spring break. So it's like, they're not closing down their beaches and all of this stuff. And I don't know if you guys saw, but all over our social media, there was videos of people saying, no, we don't care about the quarantine. I'm trying to enjoy my spring break. Like, I don't get this many opportunities in my life to have spring. And it's just like, I see the people that are protesting now similar to those people. It's like, well, if you truly understood the pandemic and the issues that we're having right now, if there's one thing that we need is to control it. So if you want to go out and have followers that are saying, oh, it's a conspiracy, it's not really affecting people, this virus is fake, I mean, people are really dying. So it's just like, I can, like, what they're protesting is to open the economy back up, like to get jobs going again. So at the same time, I know like what I'm saying is kind of harsh, but I can't be entirely mad at them because these are people like the unemployment numbers in America are insane right now. Like people are comparing it to the Great Depression, saying this could be worse because the last time I checked, it was like 20 million people have lost jobs. 20 million. And I was hearing something upwards of like 15 to 20% of people like out of work. So yeah, like on one side you can see it as, yeah, people are protesting to open the economy back up, but people are pretty much protesting to live life again. It's like they're not making any money. They have bills to pay. They need to buy food. So I can understand the frustration. It's just, you need to think before you act. But once people get scared and are in fear, you think with your emotions.
But does government help somehow people who lost jobs and just people who
So
can work now?
yes. The simple answer is yes. What a lot of people in the country have an issue with is their method, though. And then there's this rhetoric with like, oh, but we're giving you help, so stop complaining. complaining, but it's like, but the help that you're giving us isn't that great. Like a great example of what I mean is like in New York, Governor Cuomo, he's been a loud spokesperson because obviously New York has been hit so hard. He was telling, pretty much he was telling Trump and the government, like, for what you guys are predicting, the way that this pandemic is going to hit, here in New York, we need like 30,000 ventilators.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have many at all. And I think like when they finally gave them some ventilators, it was under 5,000. In fact, I think it was a few hundred. Don't quote me on that, but it was definitely under 5,000. And it's just like, that's the way that we've gotten help here. It's like, oh, here's a little bit. Be grateful for that, even though it's not going to help you. So it's like they've given a lot of workers $1,500 just
Mm-hmm.
one time so far. So
Only one time.
only one time, yeah. And
Okay.
I'm well aware that in other parts of the world, how far $1,500 can go.
Yeah.
But just to put, he
Mm-hmm.
lives in an apartment where he pays almost $3,000 a month.
Yeah, of
So
course it's not enough.
yeah, like fortunately, he still has his job,
Yeah.
even though it's a little slow. But let's say he lost his job, you gave him $1,500, but that only covers half of the rent. Like you still have to buy food, you have to do everything, and that's only one time that we got that money, and this has been months, you know. So,
Mm-hmm.
but I did hear this. This doesn't affect me, but my friend was telling me that if you're on unemployment, like if you lost your job and you were able to file for unemployment, which a lot of people can't so far, but
Mm-hmm.
if you were able to, I think they're giving you an extra like amount of money. One of my friends, she was telling me that she gets like $600 more. So
Mm-hmm.
if that's true, that's, I mean, that's definitely really good. The unemployment system is obviously a good thing, but they added money onto that. That's also good. But people need more. It's just, to be
Yeah, of
frank,
course.
people definitely need more. But of course, that's not only here. I bet that's everywhere, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's not only in America. I think in other countries it's the same.
Of
So
course.
we also have like, we are not so happy about the money that government can give now to
Yeah.
us. So, yes, but we have now this period. So
Hmm.
and but you're doing music, and maybe music inspire you, or some other things inspire you. What inspires you?
What inspires me? I mean, music always
Yeah,
inspires
during
me.
this time.
Yeah, music always inspires me. I mean, I'm doing music every day. Like, oh, okay. So let me give you more on that then, because I was telling you that this hasn't really affected me too much because I already do work from home or from the studio.
Yeah.
The way this has affected us a lot here in my studio, I do the music side and my cousin does the visual. He does videography and photography.
Yeah.
Unfortunately for him, he hasn't been able to do a lot of or do that at all, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, but for me, I do like music composition. Normally, I'm by myself anyways, so that's
Yeah.
why for me personally, it's not too big of an effect. But of course, music is always inspiring me. But me, he and I, we talk a lot. We're like very business-minded people. We consider ourselves to be businessmen. So we, during this time, I remember like when I was first hearing about it, I'm like, okay, there's a way that we can like make business out of this.
Yeah.
We can definitely develop a business, make money, you know, that capitalist mindset. And then I'll tell you a little bit about it. So we call it quarantine beauty. And what it is, since we work with like so many models here in the studio and like people that are in that kind of field, what we did is we partnered up with a couple beauty supply stores,
Yeah.
and we're actually delivering products to people's houses directly. And at first it started off like a little slow, but we pretty much figured out that even though people are in their houses and like it's quarantine, people
Yeah.
still want to do their makeup and do their hair and all that stuff. So we're like, this is a good business idea. So we actually started it, and then we just charge a delivery fee. And week one was a little slow. Week two, it picked up, and now it's crazy. Like at this point, we have to get like a couple more people to deliver for us because it's like growing. So what was I saying? Yeah. So music, of course, has been inspiring me. I work on music on a daily basis, but my cousin has been doing most of the quarantine beauty stuff. That's been inspiring too. It's just like during times that are like hard like this, are
Yeah.
you going to be caught up in like the emotions of it, or are you going to sit down, observe what's going on, and make decisions? Like to me, times like this just inspire me in general because I know that's like a lot of people aren't moving that way,
Yeah.
you know. But me, I'll always be moving that way. Yeah.
That's so cool. I like that you find some pluses.
I can't sit
And
down and do nothing. I just can't do that.
yeah, and Lisa asked where we can listen your music.
It's on everything. It's on Spotify, Tidal, SoundCloud, Apple Music. Here, I'll put my artist name. Oh, I guess it's right
Yeah.
there. But if you just search Blackbird, and I have two projects out. One is called Backup Zero, and one is called It Is What It Is. So if you just look up those, that's my music. And of course, I'm working on a lot of music right now. That's all like old music. During this time, I have a goal to make 100, like not completed songs, but 100 beats. And I'm at like 80 something. So I've been working really hard. And once I hit 100, I'm going to start recording my new project.
Yeah.
Because the songs that are on those projects that I gave you are a couple years old. It's not really signifying where I'm at right now. So, yeah, but yeah, it's on everything. You'll find it if you search me.
Yeah, I think also we can after add like your Spotify links, Apple Music or other links to make
Yeah.
post about it. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, and also Denise is asking, are you gonna record a track about COVID?
um, I could. I mean, I'm not gonna say I'm gonna record a track specifically about quarantine. I feel like that's a little played out. But for me, when I record, it's very current. Like if you look at my projects, some of the tracks are actually date titles. So I like to just draw inspiration from whatever's going on. So my answer to that is probably yes. I'm definitely gonna be recording music where I'm gonna reference what's going on right now. It's a real situation, you know?
Yeah. Maybe
Yeah.
also you can suggest some songs that everyone should listen, like to be in better mood, for
Just
example.
suggest some songs. How many songs? How many songs do you want? I have a lot of songs.
How you want? Like your, okay, three best ones.
Okay. Let me see. Have you ever heard of Thundercat?
What?
Thundercat.
Thundercat.
Here. I'm gonna type in, here's what I've been listening to. There's an artist called Thundercat, and if I just put one song, I'm gonna put it down. It's a song called Dragon Ball Durag. I think it's phenomenal. Maybe.
Yeah, okay.
Frank Ocean.
I
I know you've heard of
also,
Frank Ocean.
Frank
Um,
Ocean, yes, of course.
and then here, I'll put one of my songs.
Which one?
6th of June is what it's called. If I just have to choose three, I'll say those three.
Your song also, yeah.
Yes. Of course, I got to put one of mine. Plug myself.
Yeah, but why not?
Exactly.
So, and
But yeah.
also, uh,
No, no, go.
okay, Sonia is asking what will be the first thing you do after quarantine ends?
The first thing I do after the quarantine ends.
Maybe
Trying
you
to think
will
of something.
have your concert with new music.
I mean, of course, I'm gonna get together with some friends that I haven't seen in a while. Oh no, here's the first thing I'm going to do. Of course. So, what's crazy is this. I have two older brothers. I have five siblings. Okay, I have two
Okay.
older brothers, and then I have three very close friends, and all of them, right? All of their wives had kids between January and April. Okay, so
Okay.
my oldest brother, his child was born in February, and one of my friends, their child was born in January. So I've seen both of those kids, but the other three, I haven't even seen them yet because of the quarantine. Like my own brother, he lives 20 minutes away from me, and their child was born April 6th, and that's his second child. It's a girl, and none of my family has seen. Now they have 3 grandkids, and this is their first granddaughter. And then my grandmother, all of her great grandchildren, she has no girls. They're all boys. All of them are boys. So my brother had the first girl, and she has like over 10 grandkids, like maybe like 20 grandkids. And this is the first girl, and nobody's seen her yet. So it's crazy. So the first thing I'm going to do when this quarantine is over is I'm going straight to his house just to see my niece.
That's so sweet.
I have to.
Oh, yeah, but
Somebody said congratulations. Thank you.
yeah.
Somebody said, what happened 6th of June? Let me explain that. So the way that I make tracks sometimes, like it's like a journal entry, almost like a diary. So it's not like something specific happened. It's just I make the track title a date if I did everything on that day. So that means on that day I made the beat, I recorded the vocals, and I finished the song all in 24 hours. That's what that means. So it's nothing really like crazy about it. I just give it that as a title because I don't like to give it a title that kind of labels a song. It's just my feelings, you know?
And maybe you see that Veronique is asking, have you ever played live for an audience? And if not, why? And your songs are fire, so she already listened it.
I have played live. Let me see. I haven't. Okay, so I've only done one live performance as like Blackbird. As you guys know, my name is Davide. I started going by Blackbird maybe like 1.5 to 2 years ago, and then I released all that music. But I'm a guitar player too, acoustic guitar. So what was the question? Have I done an audience? Yeah, I have, and my songs are fire. Thank you. But yeah, like I have done live stuff, but my plan is in the future, like pretty much with the next project that I'm putting out, this is going to be big for me. Like this is the project that I plan on really marketing and like letting people discover me. And like I'm a very confident person. Like I know that the next music that I'm going to put out is really going to blow me up. Like people are going to like really find out who I am at this point because I've gotten so much better at what I do. Like it's just I've been doing this for years now. So I work really hard, and it's time to see the fruits of my work, you know?
Yeah. Oh, but when you will have concert, you should go to Latvia, and we can make together concert in Latvia.
Listen, I will love to do that. You guys just tell me when, and I'll be there after quarantine, of course.
Okay, I think it will be better during the summer because I remember you don't like cold, so.
Yeah, I'm not coming there in the winter. That's crazy. No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, so we told David about our Latvian winter, so yes, he don't like it.
I don't like the cold at all, guys. It's not for me. My family's from the Caribbean. I'm Haitian, if you ever heard of Haiti. In Haiti, there's no winter at all. Never snows. It's never cold. So I hate the cold.
Yeah, not like we have now. We have rain and not so warm. Yeah.
Did I just go out? I'm back. Okay.
Yes, I see now it's back. So maybe you open during the quarantine something for yourself, like I don't know, maybe you open some skills in yourself or some thinkings. Like just you open something during the
Well, yes, I definitely have. But let me just say, the things that I'm doing is not because of quarantine, though.
Yeah.
It's really just things that I was just developing in general because At the start of the year, I set a bunch of goals, and like literally every day, I can't go to sleep until I do like at least 4 things.
Yeah.
So what I'm doing now, I'm reading a lot. I'm trying to read at least two books per week. Um, and I've been making music, and for anybody, if anybody in here happens to know about music production, I learned a completely different software. Normally I produce in something called Logic, and recently I've learned to produce in something called Machine with a controller called an MK3. So learning that was a little hard, but I'm very glad that I've had time to really learn it, because now all the beats that I'm making, those 80 beats I was telling you about, I made them
Yeah.
on the machine. What's up? Um, Hey, my cousin's here if you want to say hi.
Oh, hi.
Uh,
Very fun.
no. All right. So, and then what else have I been doing? Oh, and then I was telling you the other day, I'm learning Spanish right now.
Oh,
Uh,
yeah, yeah, I remember.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I've been learning every day. It's a app called Pimsleur. For anybody who's trying to learn language, I really recommend it. It's so awesome. But
Which one?
um, it's called Pimsleur. Let me put the name down here.
Okay.
Pimsleur. It's so awesome. I do have to pay for it though. It's $20 a month, which for
Yeah.
me is more than worth it. Like with how well it's been going, I would pay $50 a month for this. To be honest,
Mhm.
it's so awesome because all they do is conversation with you, and then they have some readings too, but it's all talking. So you're learning language the way you would learn it if you're like a kid. Um, what else? I've been producing. I've been reading. I've been learning languages or learning Spanish. Really, besides that, all I've been doing is just exercising, you know? I like to stay active. I like to work out a lot too. So,
Yeah.
hola, ¿cómo estás?
Hola,
Somebody said
Tom.
hola.
So we also have a question from Veronica. Which thing you miss the most during the quarantine?
What do I miss the most? What do I miss the most? I think I miss just being able to like I already don't like go to too many places. I don't like to go out too much, like clubs or
Yeah.
anything like that. I know a lot of people are like, oh, I want to go to parties and stuff, but I think I just miss like getting together with my friends and just socializing, you know, like I like to get together with friends and just have a chill time, drink wine, smoke some
Yeah.
weed, you know, talk. But um like now we can't do stuff like that. So I think I would say like I miss being able to do stuff like that the most, you know, just the regular things. But on the flip side, my two younger sisters, they're at home with me on quarantine and we've been having a lot of fun together. So it's not that bad.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I think that's cool if you have family near you and
Yeah.
with whom spend your quarantine.
Besides my house, he's the only person that I've been interacting with because we both come to the studio. But nobody's in the studio besides us two. It's crazy. The whole building is empty. It's awesome.
And I see that girls already wants to go to New Jersey, meeting
What
you.
happened?
Let's meet in New Jersey, Lika
Come to
suggests.
New Jersey. I will show you guys a great time. This is where I was born and raised. I love it.
So maybe you can suggest something like what people should do, like or maybe like
Like during
some advices from you to people.
my advice for people right now. Um, Let me see. Stay motivated. And I know that's a lot easier said than done, but like for me, like I keep myself moving every day because I have my goals that I've set. And a lot of people, when they set a goal, they're not really interested in the process. They're just interested in the destination. They're not interested,
Yeah.
like, what you really need to focus on for whatever goal you have is the journey. Because, like, I have some friends and we hold each other accountable. So it's like, if you have a goal and you're talking to me about it, the first thing I ask people all the time is, well, what do you do every day for that goal?
Yeah.
And honestly, most people don't have an answer for that. It's like, well, sometimes, well, there you go, you messed up already. If you
Yeah.
have a goal, like I was saying with the Spanish, I truly have a goal to learn Spanish. So I know that if I'm not doing it every day, then I don't have a goal to learn Spanish, you know? It's only words to say that you have a goal. So
Yeah,
for if anything, my advice to people is don't talk. Just act.
just
Do.
do it.
Just do it. Like don't like and it's not nothing. It's like if you wake up in the morning, you are literally getting another day to put in some work on whatever goal you have. So if you're taking advantage of your day and you're not putting in the work on that day, then you're not trying to reach your goal and you're wasting your day. So learn to see your days as like steps of progression. And then of course, don't focus on the destination. Focus on the individual day. Like live your life day by day. If you set your goals and you know what you need to do each day, you're not going to be too caught up thinking about the past or thinking about the future. You know, so stay present and hit your goals daily. Do it daily. If you take one day off, that's fine. Get back to it the next day.
Yeah, so Veronique and Sonia agree with you. Yes, they write that sounds as a great project idea, and
Yes.
Veronique agree also. So yeah.
Awesome.
So guys, do you have any questions? If you have any questions, you can write in comments. Ask. Well said, man, Tom. Right.
Thanks, man.
Yeah. You can ask about music, pandemic, or what you want. So, what is interesting for you?
It's the truth, man. It's really the truth. It's just a lot of people set goals and they don't do anything to reach it, and it's like I can't even feel bad for you because you didn't try. You just wanted it. It's so easy to want things. Like that's how we are since we're little. You know, you see something, oh, I want it, I want it, I want it. But you know, when you
Yeah.
get older, you got to learn how to actually reach goals. It's not hard. If you do it every day, you're going to reach it.
Yeah.
Like your
You
your
should
brain
teach
works.
how to make.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, and Tom writes what you do every day work better than goals. Systems. What you do every day work better than
Systems,
goals.
what you do. Oh, I think he's just going off what I'm saying. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And then I told you guys what I do every day. And like,
Yeah.
don't go too crazy. Don't set too many goals. That's why you need to know what you want to do. Like, what your. That's why passions are important. It's not important to just have a passion. Like it's like if you have a passion, that's why you'll have no problem doing it every day.
Yeah.
That's the thing. It doesn't feel like you're working. If you're really doing it every day, I mean, that's why it's your passion. If you have a problem doing it every day, then it's not your passion, you know? So
Yeah.
maybe you could tell us about general atmosphere in your city during quarantine. Um, I haven't been outside like too much, but I can definitely tell you that like just on my walk here, it was like a 20-30 minute walk from my house to the studio. It's like warmer which I thought was a little weird, but buses are still running, people are outside, but they have their mask on. Um, it's not really like I didn't see too much going on. It didn't seem what kind of bothered me a little bit. I'm not different. Like it's much different than normal.
Mm-hmm.
It's like regular life, but people are just wearing masks now. You know, which at least now they're wearing masks because at first people weren't wearing masks. It's just crazy. Where I live, it's not like the greatest area, so people were kind of slow to catch on to what was really going on. People didn't believe it, you know. But yeah, that's really all I could say about the general atmosphere.
But how it's allowed to walk outside like two people or more people? Can you organize some friends meeting?
I don't I don't know how they're enforcing any of that. Like, of course, they're saying to do the social distancing, stay
Yeah.
6 feet away from people, blah, blah, blah. I didn't see anybody walking 6 feet away from each other just now when I walked here. Um, but I know that you can't, like, of course, everywhere is closed. Like, all the churches, social gatherings, all of that is closed right now. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Did your goals
Yeah.
change due to quarantine? What are they? My goals didn't change at all. That's the beauty of it. I've been working on my goals since the start of 2020 and before that. Um, the only goal that I added during quarantine was, my cousin and I say it all the time. I want to, because this time is going to go down in history. Like, for the people in this live, I know it's 7 of us. To me, that's a lot of people anyways. But like, if you don't realize it now. You need to observe everything that is happening right now, because in the future, your kids are going to ask you about this time. It's going to be in the history
Yeah.
books. It's like we're living in history right now. This pandemic is very different than a lot of the others. So in the future, people are going to ask, like your kids or other people are going to ask you, what was happening during coronavirus? So for me, my so negative into something very positive, and that's what I explained to you earlier with the quarantine beauty business that we're doing. So to me, that's already something like checked off, and like now I'm just thinking of what else can I do.
Yeah, that's cool. And also,
I was reading the
uh,
comment.
just Lika sent me to the message that she she's writing all your like words.
Really?
Yeah.
I would like to see them.
Okay, I will show you if Lika will allow.
You better, Lika.
Okay, Lika, we
Wait,
will
didn't I
wait
meet Lika?
your. Ah?
Didn't I meet Lika in the game that we played?
Yes, she was
Oh, I
playing.
did. Hello,
She was.
Lika.
I think that she was leader of that
Yeah,
game.
she was a leader of the game.
Yeah.
She tried to make me sing with water in my mouth.
Yeah. So.
Hello, Lika.
And also, we will play Mafia this Friday. If you want to join, you
Mafia?
can join.
Oh,
Mafia.
yeah. I love
Yeah.
that game.
It will be the same, 7 o'clock. So like now, it will be 12 o'clock.
12.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Friday?
Yeah, this Friday. I
I'm
can
down.
remind you if you want.
Yes, please.
Okay,
I'm,
no problem.
I'm down. I'm down. That's awesome. I played Mafia all the time when I was younger with my siblings.
Oh yeah, so
Yeah.
yeah, you can.
It's like one of my favorite
And
games.
also, I think that's cool because because of that quarantine, we have communicate with people from other countries more than of than regulars. So I think
Yeah.
it's
I think
awesome.
this is so cool. Like, I really love, oh, let me say that too. Like, I really love what you guys are doing. Like, this is so awesome. Like, you don't realize, like I've never been introduced to somebody or people that are doing what you guys are doing at all. Like, it's so cool. It's so cool to be able to connect with people in like other parts of the world. I'm always telling my siblings, I'm like, what's different about the time that we're living in now is like with social media, you don't realize it, but it's like we're connected with everybody now.
Yeah.
Like the program that you're running or the business, what you guys are doing is really moving people forward. It really is like this is what the world needs more of. So I think this is awesome what you guys are doing. Like absolutely
Thank
awesome.
you.
Absolutely. Like this is amazing. And I hope it just grows and grows. Of course.
Lick is writing that I don't have enough time to write. You said a lot of cool things.
I like to talk a lot sometimes. It's just how I am.
Yeah,
oh, and also if you guys follow me on my page, I'll follow you guys back once I get off. I just made this Instagram yesterday. I know I'm weird. I didn't have an Instagram, but I just made it yesterday. So I'm gonna start to post more things and post music now that I'm making more stuff. Record some acoustic videos, all types of stuff. So yeah, give me a follow. I'll follow back. I'm not one of those weird people who don't follow back.
So follow David. Yeah, and also it's also like one thing that you open because I remember you didn't have Instagram, and we also talk about it in Georgia. That
I had a plan to bring it back like eventually. I just didn't know when. I really wanted to focus on the goals that I had, and Instagram is a big distraction. Like at the end of the day, people don't realize how much time they spend on Instagram and other sites. Yeah. So once I realized how much time people I was spending on that stuff, I just had to get rid of it for a while just to like recenter. You know, like you really don't realize that when you get bored, the first thing you do is open up an app. It's
Yeah.
kind of like robotic. It's weird. Me, I'm very like self-observant, and I notice that about myself, whether it be Twitter or Instagram or whatever. I'm just like, okay, social media is cool. It's very useful, but I can't live my life in a virtual world, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I totally agree with you, but yes, but now we are like all in that situation, so it's
Yeah,
our
exactly. So now it's important.
yeah. Yeah, so does anyone wants to ask something else or to write a new quote for Lika? Thank you so much for being
Absolutely. Thank
with
you.
us live, and we will wait you in Mafia this Friday.
Okay.
Yes, and I hope everything will be good and be safe, and also for your family. Also, I hope they will be safe. So I hope that
Thank you.
everything will change to the better. Yeah,
Thanks. Yeah,
today.
and same to you and everybody in here. Like I really hope you guys are staying safe, staying productive, really turning negative into positive and enjoying this time.